Okay, hi guys, Jacqueline, JW Van Minimal. Thank you for joining me. So you'll probably see previous to this video, a video that I recorded on my phone. I was out of doors and I was about to take a walk in the neighborhood where the real estate office is. So I decided to pop back on really quickly to just refresh everyone about my walk and what I found out about it. I traditionally don't walk in this area. I have, but it's been a while because, again, it's been very cold. It's been just, I hardly ever get here. And when I'm here, I'm like really focused on getting some work done. So I'm on my computer. I wanted to test. This is not my newest computer, and it was a new used computer. This is not the newest computer that I have. This is the one that I picked up because my other one had crashed, and somebody refurbished another computer for me, which I will test out at some point. I don't know if I'll be testing it out today, but I wanted to just jump on and talk about my walk and how important it is to get outside. Now, I always complain about the weather here. First of all, excuse the lighting. Like, I can't do anything about this fluorescent lighting down here. That's why I think I don't like coming here doing my work, because it is so drab and dull and dark here. So, at any rate, I turned on like all of the front lights. I'm wondering if I turn on the light to the conference room. I'm going to do that. I don't know. I don't think it helped. But turned on the light in the conference room. I don't like having that background though. I'll do that. There we go. So anyway, and then there's a mirror there. All of that stuff irritates me because I'm here by myself. So I turned the lights on to see if I can get a better view, but I already know down here is difficult to film, but sometimes I'll be here and it's it's got the internet and everything, and this particular computer is plugged up into the system, so it's easier for me to be on the computer. So I was saying that I already filmed on my phone. I was outside where the lighting was great, of course, but now I'm here. I have to get some paperwork done. This particular computer is plugged up to I don't know what it's called, the system, the internet system in the building. So the drive, it's some kind of drive. I'm drawing a blank, but it's a drive. And this computer is connected to it, so I can like download my paperwork and stuff. So I decided to use this one instead of my other one, and I have to test the other computer to see how well it's going to do as far as like recording video, editing. I haven't done any of those things. So you'll probably get this video. I'll schedule it to post maybe tomorrow or the next day. So I went for my walk. Now, it wasn't the full 30 minutes. I think I walked for like 25 minutes, and it wasn't a brisk walk. It actually got a little chilly to me. I told you it was only 60-some degrees. It felt really nice when I was standing still. But as I was walking, the wind started blowing, and it was a cold wind. So it was fine. I just saw a couple of things I wanted to point out. When you get out of your car and walk, which I enjoy, you usually, get to see things you don't normally see or notice certain things. And I drive this way all the time. I'm very familiar with the area. Is actually like where I am now is another town, but you cross the street and you're back in, the city I live in. So I walked around the creek. And it's just a little, the creek, of course, is very long, but the way I went, there's some residential houses there, and I just walked around the little creek area, and I came back up, and I had showed you guys a video quite a while ago, months ago, they tore down this building. It was like an apartment building. It looked pretty decent. It was two of them, probably each 4 or 6 families. They tore that down, and I was wondering what they were going to put there because the land didn't look that big. So I just walked and noticed that the frontage of that particular piece of property is not that large. But if you go up towards where the creek is, there is like so much land, and the building is huge. It's bigger than I thought. And the other thing I noticed was the creek, which I never drive past this particular street. I go to the office, and that's it. And I noticed that the creek goes further down, and I don't think I've driven that far down on the creek. So when I leave here, I might take a little driving excursion through that way to see how far the creek ends. But it was really beautiful green space, and it was very nice to be able to walk and notice things, like I said, that you don't normally do. And I don't like being indoors, and especially since we live here, and I'm always saying, like, most of this year I know I stay inside unless I have to get in my car, where I'm in a parking garage. You get out the garage, you go where you're going, you get out your car, you go to where you're going, and then you get back in your car and you get back in the parking garage. So I had to force myself to walk. Like, I walked in my own neighborhood. I talked about another neighborhood I walked in, and I am, now that the weather is turning over, I will be making sure that I go to different areas to walk, as opposed to just walking in my immediate area. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do today. It was a good walk. I did not tire myself out because I wasn't walking fast. I was just at a nice pace. I could walk for miles, so it's not a problem, but I do like the weather to be wet, nice and warm when I'm walking. So wanted to bring you that information. Plus, I want to test this. I don't know why I want to test this camera out, because I've used it before, and I just wanted to be able to edit something that was simple, and that I can get in the habit of editing and downloading onto the computer. So the footage I mentioned before that I took when I got the award, I am going to download that onto the other computer so I can test out the editing software. In fact, I think I did use this editing software before, but I just forgot. So I'm going to do that again with that footage. Just wanted to get back on and just encourage you to go outside in your area. Be a tourist in your own neighborhood. Be a tourist in your own city. And just walk. And we drive all the time, everywhere. And this is an opportunity to just notice some things that you haven't noticed before. Even though you've lived in a community a long time, you've probably even rode your bike in the community. You may have even walked, but this time just walk and observe. Walk and observe. I really encourage you to do that. And it becomes interesting. It's interesting to me. To see things, see how things are made, plants, how people paint their houses, all of those things. So get outdoors, enjoy the weather while we can, especially those of us who are in 4 seasons or 2 season or 3 season. There's some places that are in 1 or 1.5 seasons where, it's mostly warm, and, you get a little breeze every once in a while, and then you're warm again. But here in the Midwest, we usually get 3 or 4 seasons, sometimes 2, which is spring and winter. So if you're in these areas, get out, enjoy it. Some people love the brisk cold weather. Not me, not I. So I'm going to get on with my day. This is really just me procrastinating about getting this paperwork done. I know that's what it is. I'm procrastinating about getting my paperwork done. And I have lots of other things to do. So I'm going to get with that. Thank you for joining me. This is Jacqueline J.W. Van Minimal, and I will catch you on the other side.